Hey y'all, Conservative Brother Daily here, back with another daily reaction. Yeah, here to talk about the Denzel Washington sort of controversy going on. I know everybody's kind of giving their takes. Definitely want to pop in and give mine. Obviously, we got the holiday weekend approaching. A lot of anticipation for this new Gladiator 2 movie. I know for years people are like, they shouldn't do it. You gotta leave it alone. There's some classics you don't come back and touch. But it's looking pretty, the trailer, I'm sorry, like I'm going to see it the holiday weekend. I'm gonna see it sometime, this weekend, maybe next weekend in theaters. Denzel Washington's in it. There's been a lot of anticipation about him and Ridley Scott first time working together. You can just kind of tell with the earrings, they kind of were hinting at, the hula hoop earrings, that was kind of a Michael Jordan 90s era. So it was already a little bit of kind of, oh, okay, what are they kind of doing here? We're going to go show up for Denzel. Black folks going to show up for Denzel regardless. But there's this controversy on a few days ago. A lot of people been covering. I got a little insight on Jason Whitlock's Fearless podcast. A shout out to them over there, Blaze TV. Shamika Michelle's one of the contributors on the Jason Whitlock show. And then Comedy Hype. I'm going to play a couple Comedy Hype videos. We get a little more further context. But all I know for right now is that they were filming Gladiator 2. And apparently, we got the quote right here. I'll actually read it first. Basically, in a nutshell, he had this gay kiss scene, something, and then like 5 minutes later, he killed him. Whoever the character was, but there was a gay kiss scene, and then apparently it got cut out of the film. But for whatever reason, Denzel posted on his social, I guess Twitter X, that hey, this happened. Just letting you know. So my reason is, what was it? Was this some sort of negotiation where Denzel had to do the kiss? They wanted to do it, and Denzel was able to kind of persuade them to cut it out. And then now, like the whole ritual is, well, the LGBTQ alphabet mafia, yeah, it was cut out of the film, but you need to go and declare your allegiance and how you're okay with it, and hey, you're okay with being a masculine black dude kissing a guy. You need to kind of put this out here. So, is there a buck breaking humiliation ritual associated with this, or maybe like a you have to do this ritual as a result of you getting that scene cut? We still need you to do some sort of buck breaking or kissing of the ring, if you will. So that's kind of the talk. So here's the quote right here where he posted on social. I actually kissed a man in the film, but they took it out. They cut it. I think they got chicken. I kissed a guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that yet. I killed him about 5 minutes later. It's Gladiator. It's the kiss of death. Okay, so this sort of post is once again, I guess, hinting on them shaming the filmmakers for cutting it out for whatever reason, as if he wanted it in there. So he's kind of accusing the film the director, the studio of going chicken. I guess they weren't ready for that yet. So it's already kind of framing it, even though Denzel, he may not have a final say in this PR statement that, he's all for this. And hey, this is how, they're chicken and they weren't ready for that yet. This is a progressive. That just doesn't strike me as Denzel. That's not consistent with Denzel's years of kind of having these standards. Like, no, I'm not going to put on a dress. No, I'm not going to be this demeaning buffoon. I think there was even a clause where he didn't even kiss a white woman or wouldn't make out with Julia Roberts or have sex with her in the Pelican Brief. That old movie from like early '90s. So this is just overall very off and really just inconsistent with Denzel's long-standing reputation, his long-standing values and stances. So it just seems like it's very kind of contorted. The sort of alphabet mafia. Basically, he had to pay the debt. Like, they wanted that gay kiss scene in the film. Whatever Denzel or whatever third party was able to get that removed. And I guess this is now the humiliation buck breaking ritual that has to be done. Like, he had to put out this post kind of almost encouraging it and like, condemning that it was cut out. So that's just my initial thoughts. Let's go ahead and actually look at. Let's go ahead and watch a couple videos. This is the initial one where it first broke out about it. So let's see what they got to say.
'Twas the night before Sprite's when Santa Claus came. Sprite Winter Spice Cranberry was the name
Oh,
of his
damn these
game.
ads,
And they
man.
heard him exclaim as he peeked out of sight.
Man, Sprite was to all and to all a good Sprite. Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm John Ava. On November the 22nd, Denzel Washington is set to return back to theaters, and this time for the upcoming Gladiator 2, directed by Ridley Scott. Gladiator 2 is a sequel to the 2000 film Gladiator, which originally starred Russell Crowe as Maximus, as it dates back to the Roman Empire. When it was first revealed that Denzel was attached to the project, many would praise the veteran actor's body of work. Fans would even get more excited when Washington's first images were released a part of the film. Now, 1 week before Gladiator 2 hits theaters, some now appear to be not so happy with Washington's participation after he would reveal that he kissed a man in the movie. While speaking with the outlet Gaiety, Denzel was asked about the history of homosexuality in the Roman Empire. In his response, he would go on to reveal that he ended up kissing a man in the film. I actually kissed a man in the film, but they cut it out. I think they got chicken. But yeah, I kissed the guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that yet. Oh man, well, I killed him about 5 minutes later, but I mean it's Gladiator. It's Gladiator, the kiss of death. Following the reveal, many of Washington's fans will react to finding out that the man who over 40 years has always portrayed black masculinity on film would decide to act out this particular scene. Don't tell me Denzel Washington waited at the end of his career to let them buck break him. Damn Denzel, never been with a white woman on screen. To do a gay scene, they broke him. Denzel Washington let the streets down. We all thought he wasn't with that homo stuff. This is an L for everybody, man. Denzel Washington went on ahead and told us he kissed a man in a deleted scene before Hollywood could use it as blackmail. Smart man. Denzel not doing all that gay-ish in movies for 50 years just to wait till the last phase to do it is not an L for the community. It's called range. It's acting. I'm begging y'all to be so mature in 2025. We too old to be getting all riled up over this. It was never a gay kiss. Y'all keep resharing the same fake news articles. Denzel said he gave a guy a kiss of death, the same kind Michael Corleone gave to his brother in Godfather, and had him killed. People keep trying to add gay in for their controversy. Now, according to research, it does appear that many may have misinterpreted Washington's kiss by labeling it a gay kiss and overlooking him calling it a kiss of death. For those who don't know, the kiss of death has been practiced in mafia culture as it signifies that a member of the crime family has been marked for death. We've seen this same kiss of death acted out in The Godfather 2 by Al Pacino when he kisses his brother Fredo soon after he would find out Fredo betrayed him. The term kiss of death dates back as far as Christ's crucifixion, when Judas would kiss Christ to signal the soldiers on who they were to arrest. So Washington's gay kiss may not have been so gay after all, with more context. But for some, this still may not make much of a difference because of past stories of Washington not wanting to kiss white actresses and always being mindful of the black male image on screen. According to a Newsweek article in 2002, Washington didn't want to kiss then co-star Julia Roberts because of a previous screen test in which black women booed the screen when Washington's character kissed the white actress played by Mimi Rogers in the film The Mighty Quinn. Now, according to the story, this would give Washington an awareness of what he represented on screen with black women, and reinforcing that black women are also desirable. For Washington's portrayal as Martinus, a former slave who now seeks power at any cost, is generating Oscar buzz, which would mark his 10th nomination if he is nominated. When it comes to this recent controversy, Washington has yet to respond to the backlash of him kissing a man. Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Are you hurt with hearing the news of Washington's latest scene that got cut? Do you see this as a way of Hollywood trying to buck break him just before he retires? Or do you see Washington as an actor who can be allowed to take on different roles? And for more news and culture, comedy, and sports, be sure to subscribe here to our YouTube channel and follow Hype Plus across all social media. Plus, head over to hypersclub.com get you a membership to show your support. Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm John Ott.
Okay, very interesting. I'm gonna set up this last one. This is one where it's a follow up to the first Comedy Hype video. Shout out to Comedy Hype, our friends over there. They put out some good content, just on just different, black culture, political, things going on. So yeah, let's see what this was from 2 days ago. It's actually Friday, November 22nd, as of this video. So at the time of this video, Gladiator 2 actually dropped today. So this came out on the 20th. So let's watch this final video. I kind of get it. There's a little bit of range. We got a little more context of what the kiss of death was. Was he full on making out with the dude? Did he give like the Michael Corleone kiss of death? Which is like, okay, that's different. That could have been misinterpreted. So it's good to get the full context. So let's see what his last video has to say. Then I'll give my final thoughts.
Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm John Ott. With his performance in the all-new Gladiator 2 hitting theaters across the country this Friday, Denzel Washington has been making headlines. While on his press run, Washington would reveal that he ended up kissing a man on the lips, but the scene didn't make it to the final cut. News of Washington being involved in a homosexual kiss, as we will report, didn't sit well with many of his longtime fans. Now, as news continues to circulate on what we will call Kissgate, many of Washington's fans would share their displeasure with hearing that Washington, who has represented as a strong black male lead for years on film, would decide to even go through with a suggestively gay act. Well, last night, while on the red carpet at the premiere of his new film, alongside his wife, Pauletta Washington, Washington would go on to address the backlash and responses. When asked by Variety about the alleged kiss, he would go on to respond.
Okay, got to talk about the kiss. It's much ado about nothing. It really is much ado about nothing. They're making more of it than it was. I kissed him on his hands and gave him a peck, and I killed him.
Now, just as viewers may find a little relief in hearing that Denzel only kissed a man on the hands and pecked him on the lips before killing him, Variety's openly gay host will push forward and push for Denzel's interest in taking on a gay role.
I have to tell you, us gay boys want to see Denzel kissing another man. Well, I don't have the part yet. You gonna write it? All right.
A clearly on-the-spot Denzel would answer with a response that some of his fans may have trouble with hearing. Now, whether Denzel was just saying this to not offend the host, it does appear that he's leaning into his side of being an actor, more so than the expectations placed on him as one of the few straight black male leads in Hollywood. Now, as we dive more into the story, that same host will go on to catch up with Gladiator Ridley Scott just before his talk with Denzel. In his interview, Scott would say that Denzel's kiss being cut from the film was bullshit and that Washington actually only acted out the moment.
Denzel said he kissed the man on the lips, but it didn't make the final cut.
No, that's bullshit. It was a senator. They never did. They acted the moment and didn't happen.
So it never happened.
No, it didn't happen because they acted the moment as if he... You want me to do it right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
According to multiple sources, the Gladiator 2 script does mention that Washington's character has been in relationships with other men in the past. Now, given that most men wouldn't make up them kissing another man, we're going to take Denzel's word that he did kiss a man on the lips, a part of the filming of this movie. You see, Denzel having a kissing scene with another man is shocking, especially due to the actor's reputation. As you know, if you've been following us, it's been reported in the past that Denzel declined to kiss co-star Julia Roberts in their 1993 film, The Pelican Brief. In a 2002 Newsweek interview, Roberts would elaborate more on the kiss that never happened. Back then, Roberts would go on to say, "I've taken so much shit over the years about not kissing Denzel in that film. Don't I have a pulse? Of course I wanted to kiss Denzel. It was his idea to take the damn scenes out." Now, as a response, Washington will go on to say, "Black women are not often seen as objects of desire on film. They have always been my core audience." With Denzel being particular about the roles he chooses, how he portrays the character, and what they mean to the overall project, it is interesting that the iconic actor would take this route in this stage of his career. Now that you heard more from Denzel on his thoughts around Kissgate, does it impact how you view the actor's career? And also, if Denzel did decide to take on a gay role, would you watch the movie? Save the day for the latest news in comedy, culture, and sports by subscribing here to our YouTube channel and follow Hype Plus across all social media. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget you can send us a super thanks by hitting the button below, and you can tip us what you want to show your support. Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm John Alba.
All right, there you go. So I hope this recording captured me jumping between tabs. If not, sorry, you guys had to just hear that and not see it. But yeah, I think we got the full context. And basically, be honest, guys, I think overall this is much to do about nothing. I mean, they mentioned that the character in Gladiator 2 has had relationships with men in the past. So we're going to get some of that, maybe flamboyantness. We're going to get some sort of signs and nuanced hints. But at the end of the day, I mean, to be fair, while one of my favorite roles of him was Training Day, and American Gangster, can we really equate and say, oh my God, he kissed a guy, he kissed a man? That's such a disappointment to the black community. He is the face of black masculinity. Then at the same time, you got him in Denzel in the Training Day. He's playing a corrupt cop, a cop that kills people, plants evidence. Is that the black masculine role model that we all aspire our boys to look up to? Or to be fair, his role in American Gangster. Frank Lucas, a multi-millionaire drug dealer that built this multi-million-dollar operation built off of drug money, killing multiple people. Is that the black masculine role that we uplift and we uphold all our black boys and girls and black women to fawn over? How can we equate that of killing people and drug dealing and dirty cop and playing evidence and killing people? Well, are we putting a gay kiss as somehow worse than all that? That's the question I gotta ask. I gotta ask the uncomfy truth. I mean, I co-host a show with Conspiracy Brother called Uncomfy Truths. We gotta ask these questions. Once again, I don't want to see a movie with Denzel just going at making out with somebody in the face. They cut the film, they cut the scene, so I'm going to see Gladiator 2 regardless. He's basically already playing a gay character. We're just not seeing like, oh, we ain't got to go see the makeout of it. But there's already been revealed that his character has had relationships with other men in the film. This is once again ancient Rome. Ancient Rome has a long history of like homosexuality and just different men that went with other men, young and old. So that's already the landscape we're in. And then of course you got the landscape of Hollywood, Alphabet Mafia, where you pretty much have to kiss the ring. So I think he behind the scenes was advocating to get the scene cut. He was like, I'll maybe lean into this. This is about range. I do agree with one tweet. There were a couple people that tweeted out like, it is at a point where as an actor you do have to have range and you can challenge yourself in different roles. But since you got this captive audience for years that built this reputation on you not staying away from all these different roles, like, yeah, you finally gonna catch some heat when the apparent stances you took are morally inconsistent. So he kind of did sort of back himself into a corner here. So once again, I'm not throwing out Denzel. I think the years of joy, as far as things he brought to film, good and bad. Once again, American Gangster, big fan of that movie. American Training Day, big fan. Malcolm X, obviously one of the GOAT roles. But we can't act like that, oh my God, him having a gay kiss with somebody is just detrimental, going to destroy the black community overnight. But for years, we had no problem with him playing this dirty cop, planted evidence, kill people, and a drug kingpin that killed people and commit all types of crime. Let's address both sides to it. All right. Every role wasn't like this pinnacle that all black boys can aspire to. So let's just be a little cool about it. I'm gonna still go see Gladiator 2 this weekend or Thanksgiving weekend. I'm gonna still go check it out. I'm gonna pull up. But I think once again, this kiss is overall overblown. When they gave the context about Michael Corleone, similar kiss of death, he gave his brother the kiss of death, Godfather 2, and then it's mythology going back with the kiss of death. That makes more sense. There's always going to be ambiguous tones that we got to deal with, and then like Ridley Scott mentioned himself, the character has had relationships with other men. So Denzel Washington is technically playing a gay character. We're just not going to see any, we're not going to see that stuff on film, thankfully. But it's in the character because it was the time. So that's all I got. This is once again much to do about nothing. It is what it is. Let's, if you feel some type of way, don't have you or your family see the film, and then just think twice about every film Denzel's been in. Like I said, you may want to look at American Gangster and Training Day a little different, because drug pen, drug dealing, drug cop kill, a cop killer, drug dealer, all this stuff isn't like exactly what we should pedestal as a pillar for black excellence as well. So that's all I got. I ain't gonna beat a dead horse, but I will talk to you guys next time. Stay awake, not woke, mofos.